Bermuda continues to negotiate and conclude tax information exchange agreements and other agreements relating to taxation that provide for the exchange of information on tax matters to the OECD standard, as set out in Article 26 of the Model Tax Convention on Income and Capital. Later this morning, Bermuda will initial a TIA with Kenya, becoming the first country to reach such an agreement with Kenya. Bermuda has participated in the peer review process by both contributing assessors, trainers, and being in the first round of those who were peer reviewed. At our last meeting, the Global Forum reviewed and ratified Bermuda's Phase 1 peer review report with the determination that Bermuda meets all elements with some recommendations. I'm pleased today to report that Bermuda has responded. On May 20th, I tabled the Specified Business Legislation Amendment Act 2011 that will address many of the recommendations. When it becomes law, we shall forward it to the peer review group as part of our 12-month report to our Phase 1 assessment, adopted by that body at the September 2010 Global Forum. Bermuda is also committed to working with fellow Global Forum members to drive the implementation of the standards on a global scale. And we will continue to play our part as the vice chair, or rather as a vice chair of the steering group, and contribute actively to efforts to advance the Global Forum's mandate, at the same time continuing to ensure that the perspective of small jurisdictions is considered. The Global Forum is a unique organization. It offers unparalleled access and participation at a decision-making level to international financial centers, including small developing centers, and those with limited resources, which are traditionally sidelined from full participation in organizations and institutions whose external policies most affect them. In this way, it sets an important precedent to other international organizations and provides an opportunity for international finance centers such as Bermuda to highlight their role in promoting trade, economic growth, and jobs, leading standards in regulation, promoting efficiency and fair tax competition, as well as enhancing economic growth and poverty alienation in developing countries. The Global Forum is a product today of all its member jurisdictions, and its legitimacy and standing depend on our continued support. I'm heartened to see that all of us have expressed our commitment to the Global Forum by seeing that we are here at this meeting. And I certainly welcome all of you to participate actively in the discussions that will follow. The business-pleasure ratio in Bermuda has now shifted. Now it is our reputation for international business and financial services that puts us top of mind. Yet our pink sands, blue skies, friendly people, and the warmth of our hospitality also, I hope, leaves a lasting impression. So once our weighty deliberations are over, I would certainly welcome you if you choose to extend your stay and tarry a while with us. With that, I wish you a productive and stimulating OECD Global Forum meeting. Thank you.
Madam Premier, Premier Bush, Honourable Ministers, dear colleagues. I'm honoured and pleased to be in Bermuda, and I thank the Premier for her welcome and the hospitality of Bermuda. I think I can speak on behalf of all of us last night who had the pleasure of your company, your Minister's company, at your residence, strolling through the gardens, looking at the art gallery, enjoying the hospitality, the drinks. I think a few of us perhaps had a few too many drinks, but enjoying the company and the conversation. I extend my thanks to you for that. It's an excellent opportunity. It's to follow on the Premier's comment. I think it is appropriate that this meeting is held in Bermuda. one of the first jurisdictions to commit to the international principles of transparency and exchange of information, and one of the first to be, volunteered to be reviewed. But I also want to thank all of you for attending. This is the largest global forum meeting ever, and each year our meetings get bigger. We have more members, we have more international organisations wishing to participate in our work, we have more delegates, and we also have a lot more to talk about. We remain on track to complete 60 reviews by November, and next year we would have completed all of the Phase 1 reviews of the original members of the Global Forum. And when you think about that, that is astonishing progress. And most of us who have worked in international organisations know the challenges of working in those circumstances. But to complete all the Phase 1 reviews by 2012 is an outstanding achievement, and I commend all of you for your contributions and your commitment to the work. But when you think about it, while this progress is ambitious, or outstanding, we have very ambitious targets. And this is consistency with the urgency which we ourselves place on this work, but also our political leaders. However, we're not in the business of drafting reports for their own sake, as much as I suspect that the Secretariat enjoys drafting 90-page reports and circulating to all of you and expecting all of you to read them. They are challenging documents, as you know, reading these review reports. But as I look around the room, I know that all of you, or many of you, have been through the review process and found it quite challenging, but also that you've learnt from the process and that you're moving and reflecting on the recommendations and implementing changes. And as the Madam Premier mentioned, Bermuda itself, while it had a very good report, has reflected on the recommendation and is making further changes. Exchange of information agreements continue to be signed, although at somewhat a slower pace than before, and some jurisdictions have completed all the negotiations that they started many years ago. For others, this slowdown in signings is a reflection of the fact that resources are scarce and negotiating agreements one by one is very time-consuming. It is appropriate, therefore, that we spend some time at our meeting discussing the possibility of speeding up the process of negotiating and making it easier for information exchange through multilateral efforts. However, it's important to remember that the aim is not just having a framework of exchange of information in place, but ensuring that it works in practice. The follow-up reports, which are now becoming due, and the Phase 2 reviews, which will start for many members in 2012, provide the opportunity to attest effectiveness. Members who are new to the process or have resource constraints may need help to ensure they comply to the international standards. And this may mean not only having the mechanisms in place to respond to information requests, but also having the appropriate legal frameworks and organised structures to get it. These issues will become more prominent as the Global Forum expands its membership and as we move into our Phase 2 reviews. Moreover, it's particularly important for the increasing number of developing countries that are joining the Global Forum to access this information, and indeed it's probably one of the real and tangible benefits of being a member of the Global Forum, that you can access knowledge and understanding on exchange of information, and hence enabling new members to participate fully in the international environment that the Global Forum has helped to create. The discussions we'll have at this meeting will lay some of the groundwork for our program of work in this area, as well as providing the way for which we can respond to calls for our work to be with developing countries to be expanded. And in this regard, I look forward to working with our international colleagues in a partnership in terms of meeting the needs of the developing world. I'll close my comments now, but only to say thanks again to our hosts and the Government of Bermuda for welcoming us to their beautiful islands. And I know they've already shown us some of the hospitality, and I mentioned that about the event last night, but they've arranged additional wonderful activities over the next few days, and if you're on your best behaviour, you may be allowed to actually attend some of those. But I'm sure that we're all looking forward to the opportunities tonight and tomorrow. And again, thank you very much, Madam Premier, and I hope that some of you will have the opportunity to enjoy the hospitality and the beautiful scenery that Bermuda offers. Thank you very much. We'll just have a short